Στο βίντεο που σας έχω φέρει σήμερα θα δούμε τον Max Keiser. Ο Max Keiser είναι γνωστός οικονομικός αναλυτής, ο οποίος μίλησε στο αγγλόφωνο Al Jazeera για το οικονομικό πρόβλημα της χώρας μας. Στο απόσπασμα που θα δείτε απευθύνεται στους Έλληνες οικονομικούς αναλυτές, όπου όπως το αντιληφθείτε κι εσείς, οι απόψεις του έχουν πολύ μεγάλο ενδιαφέρον.
Πολύ μεγάλο ενδιαφέρον όμως. Ακούστε το.
Well, first of all, put down the ouzo, and let's talk about some facts here. This debt to GDP ratio, which is now crippling the country. It was the same back in the year 2000. Why was it not reported? Because Goldman Sachs, in conjunction with the Greek government, hid billions and billions of debt. Now, this is the problem. The problem is that you've got bankers like Goldman Sachs and Wall Street colluding with the Greek government to falsify data. To rectify the problem, the Greek government is sent in their intelligence agency to investigate what's going on, and they've hired a former Goldman Sachs banker to head up this particular investigation. So they've got Stockholm Syndrome. They're being held captive by corrupt bankers on Wall Street, and they're blaming themselves. They're beating themselves for somebody else's corruption. That's the corruption on Wall Street. Now you have to laugh at this ridiculous situation, because here you've got two Greek analysts saying that, well, we should pay more taxes. We need to get rid of the black market. And yet Goldman Sachs, who advised them on this corruption last year, paid less than 1% in taxes. Goldman Sachs doesn't pay any taxes. So to finance Goldman Sachs Christmas bonuses, you're going to ask the Greek people to pay more taxes? Do the Greek people get compensated from Goldman Sachs? Do they own stock in Goldman Sachs? This is absurd. Why are you selling your countrymen down the road? And to say there's no alternative is false. There's insurrection is a possibility. Why not get rid of this government? They're totally corrupt.
Could Greece maybe go to the IMF for help, or would that be even worse?
Jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire. I mean, the IMF is Goldman Sachs. The IMF, World Bank, Goldman Sachs, Wall Street, they're all commingled. They're all working together. This has been now obvious since the credit collapse starting 2 years ago. As Warren Buffett said, when the tide goes out, you see who's not wearing a bathing suit. Now, as the credit crunch has basically deprived these countries and these companies in these countries of credit, we're seeing who is not capable of dealing in the credit crunch. And Greece is an obvious example, but so too is Spain and the other so-called pig nations. But we also see it in Iceland, which is having a vote on March 6th whether or not to appease the financial terrorists on Wall Street, who did the same thing to Iceland. But here's the thing about France and Germany. Germany is the #2 exporter in the world. They don't mind if the euro goes down. So they're using Greece as a whipping boy. They'll say, look at Greece. We need to go in there and reform Greece. Look at bad Greece. Oh, the euro's in trouble. But they benefit hugely by the depression.
But that's not the issue, is it? Because at a time of high unemployment at home and coming out of a recession, how do the likes of France and Germany justify to their people that they need to give more money to Greece? That's at the crux of it, isn't it?
Well, they're going to jawbone this issue all day long, but not take any action, because they know that the professional speculators are driving down the euro. The short position, which are the negative bets on the euro, are at a historic high. Billions and billions of euros and dollars are bet on the euro's failure. Chief beneficiary of this is going to be Germany, who's a huge export market. So they're just using basically Greece, and the poor people in Greece are losing their jobs and have to go through austerity measures. It has absolutely nothing to do with fundamental reform of that economy. They're basically sausage going through the Wall Street banking machine, and they need to ban Goldman Sachs from doing business in their country. They need to ban Wall Street firms from doing any business in their country. Until you get rid of the financial terrorists in your country is going to continue to lose jobs, unemployment is going to go up, and the quality of life is going to continue to go down because you're being held captive by financial terrorists. Don't you get it? Get rid of them. Or maybe you like being abused by terrorists. That could be your thing. You know, a lot of people enjoy that kind of sadomasochism. That might be something you're into. But if you're not into that, get rid of the financial terrorists from your country.
Είμαστε βιτσιόζοι, αυτή είναι η αλήθεια. Πρέπει να το ομολογήσουμε. Γουστάρουμε να μας ταλαιπωρούν και οι ξένοι οικονομικοί τρομοκράτες και οι Έλληνες οικονομικοί τρομοκράτες και οι κυβερνήσεις και πολλά άλλα. Το έχουμε αυτό σαν Έλληνες. Και μάλιστα το αποζητούμε. Είναι φοβερό. Λοιπόν, ήταν πολύ ωραίο το
ίσως αυτό το βίντεο έδωσε εξήγησε πολλά από αυτά που βλέπουμε κάθε βράδυ στα δελτία ειδήσεων και δεν μπορούμε να τα κατανοήσουμε και να τα εξηγήσουμε.
Αλλά αυτά τα βίντεο που θα δείτε όταν επιστρέψετε.